Today we will discuss about the saints of Shri Sukta. Shri Sukta is a highly celebrated, highly spiritual, and highly powerful Sukta in the Vedas. It is addressed to the divine energy of abundance, resourcefulness, Lakshmi. Lakshmi is depicted as the consort or the power behind Vishnu or Narayana. She represents the glory and magnificence of the God. Now, here we have to understand some important point, which is there are three levels of beings. One is the transcendental reality, that is the ultimate reality from which everything else has sprung. That is called Parabrahman. The second one is the cosmic reality. The Parabrahman, when it decided to create this universe, it had to create various energy knots so that the universe is administered. So, several cosmic energy knots arose. We call them as God. Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, Durga, etc. etc. That is a second reality. Third reality is a relative reality, like us, human beings, animals, insects, etc. So, there are three realities. One is the ultimate reality called Parabrahman. Second is the cosmic reality called God. And third is the relative reality called beings. The ultimate reality is called Narayana. One of the terms is Narayana. And the beings like us is called Nara. So Nara and Narayana. In between the Nara and Narayana remains the God, the divine energies. That manifested divine energy, Vedas declare, is Lakshmi. Lakshmi is between the Nara and Narayana, and the Nara to reach Narayana, Lakshmi is the boat. So the easiest way to reach Narayana for a Nara is through Lakshmi. So, Narayana and Lakshmi stand for being and becoming, or Purusha and Prakriti, or Ishvara and Sakti, or consciousness and energy. Do we understand this? Narayana and Lakshmi stand for being and becoming. Purusha and Prakriti. Lakshmi is Prakriti, Narayana is Purusha. Ishvara and Sakti. Consciousness and energy. That means in Lakshmi, the Creator is manifesting Himself in the greatest glory, and through her, He is manifesting in a variety of forms in the creation. But unfortunately, many of the spiritual seekers make the mistake of imagining that the God is outside the world and the world has to be rejected in spiritual pursuits. This is a very wrong view, because the world itself is the glory of the God. Like sun is the glory of the sun, light is the glory of the sun, and light cannot be disassociated with the sun. The values and glories and the abundance of this vast creation cannot be separated from the God, that is the Almighty. So, if we reject the world, we are indirectly rejecting the God. Narayana represents the ultimate reality, and Lakshmi represents the magnificence, abundance, plentifulness, and grandeur of Narayana, or the ultimate reality. That is why in Vaishnava tradition they say that you cannot approach Narayana except through Lakshmi. They also say like you cannot approach Krishna than through Radha or Rukmini. In other words, they say that you cannot reach the absolute otherwise than through the relative cosmic reality. The invisible can be really contacted only through the visible. The universe of perception and experience includes the meditator, the meditated entity or God, and the process of meditation. You cannot ignore the manifested reality and say that I will worship only the unmanifested reality, because you are yourself a manifested reality. That means you are denying yourself. It is over enthusiastic to imagine that a devotee is outside the world and then erroneously reject the values of the life, forgetting, as I said, he is rejecting himself because he is a part of the creation. A truly transcendent devotion to God, rejecting the immanent reality, is impracticable, because God is not only transcendent, that is living in the heaven or Vaikunta or Kailasa, but he is also immanent in the various creations of this universe. He is present in every being, whether it is the gods like sun, moon, planets, etc., or in a simple grass, human being, animals, ants, or insects. Everything is a manifestation of God. This we have to understand. Shri Suktam actually stands for this principle, which we will discuss. The four Purusharthas, namely Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha, very wisely lay down the principles of an integrated living, so that we have to be properly aligned not only inward in our body, mind, and spirit, but also outwardly in respect of the manifold articles of creation, whether it is animate, inanimate, organic, or inorganic. That is why the prayer in Shri Sukta is a supplication to God through the visible form of His magnificence and glory, which is the indescribable universe. Shri Sukta clearly says you cannot reject this wonderful universe and say you are after the God. God is the universe. Universe is the God. Lakshmi indicates prosperity, and all the wealth of life is nothing but prosperity. But here we have to understand, by wealth we don't mean just gold, silver, and money, but all forms of happiness, satisfaction, abundance, and status, and ultimately the divine glory. Any form of the superior grandeur, greatness, and glory is Lakshmi. That is what all of us are aspiring for. Who will say that these are all undesirable when they are actually reflections of the God Himself? Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita told, wherever there is glory, grandeur, and excellence in a superb form of manifestation, He is present there. He is that manifested reality. He goes on describing what are all they, that He is the spring in seasons, He is a jasmine in flowers, etc., etc. Actually, in the end, there is nothing in the world that is worth our rejection, because if you reject, we reject in the process the God Himself. We have to learn that in meditation, we are not to reject the realities, but to include all the existence, a harmony established between ourselves and the vast atmosphere around us. So, the glory of earth is not an obstacle for God realization, but rather the great values of life are actually indicators of the majesty and beauty of the Lord. You have to see the Lord. You can easily see the God in the manifested beauty, manifested love, manifested prosperity. As the ray of the sun gives us an indication as to what the sun is, the beautiful world indicates to us what the God is. Prakriti and Purusha are not two different things. They are inseparable, world and God. Narayana and Lakshmi, that is the ultimate reality, and its second side, the manifested divine energy, or Purusha and Prakriti, are like fire and heat, flower and fragrance, oil and greasiness, water and liquidity, sun and light, moon and coolness, etc. etc. By such comparisons, we are made to understand that they are, in fact, one being envisaged as twofold for the purposes of meditation and worship. We cannot meditate on an abstract. We have to meditate, or we can meditate only on something we can concretely visualize. The God's creation is such concrete emanation which we have to contemplate upon. Through it, we can reach the God easily. Sri Sukta is an invocation of God through His creation, as the glory of His creation, as His lordliness, sovereignty, and supreme authority. The emotions of man, when religiously roused, have a tendency to consider the world as an evil and the God as an otherworldly goal of life. This is an overestimation of the path that is to be trodden and the underestimation of the world. Neither it is advisable to overestimate the world, nor it is advisable to underestimate the supersensible realities. The path of the truth is in between, the golden mean. We have to understand the God and the world is two sides of the same coin, and you can use the manifested world to reach the divine Parabrahman. Therefore, the idea here is in Sri Sukta to humbly surrender ourselves to the great mystery of the God's glory as Lakshmi revealed through the prosperity all around us, through which we have to reach the eternal abundance, Narayana. Shri Sukta is the earliest recorded devotional hymn that worship Shri, that is Lakshmi. It is appearing in the appendix of Rig Veda, and it has several stratas. And it gives you at the first strata the comforts for the physical level, at the second strata for the mental level, and in the third strata to the spiritual level. In Sri Sukta, Shri, that is Lakshmi, is the personification of auspicious and royal qualities. Here, she is associated with the fire god, Agni, because Agni is the root of every creation. Agni is there in everything, including us. He is as the sun in the heavenly place. He is as the sun in our body. He is as the sun. He is as the fire in our body. He is as the fire as the sun. He is as the fire in our domestic affairs. Sri Sukta describes Shri as glorious, ornamented, royal, lustrous as gold, and radiant as fire, moon, and the sun. She is addressed as the bestower of fame, bounty, and abundance in the form of gold, cattle, horses, and food. All of these sentences, words are very esoteric meanings, which we will discuss as we are going to discuss about the verses. And she is entreated to banish her sister Lakshmi, misfortune, who is associated with need, hunger, thirst, and poverty. Here, Shri is also associated with fertility, and she is described as the mother of Kardama, that is mud, moist, and able to produce abundant harvest. Sri Sukta uses the motifs of lotus, Padma or Kamala, an elephant, Gaja. These two symbols are consistently linked with the goddess Lakshmi. Lotus is thought to be symbolic of purity, beauty, spiritual power, life, fertility, growth. And in Tantra, it is treated as the entire created universe. In fact, all our chakras are indicated as several layered lotuses. It is a recurring motif in Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain philosophies. And a lotus growing for the Vishnu's navel is said to mark the beginning of a new cosmic creation. The elephants are symbolic of royalty and also related with cloud and rain, thus reinforcing Shri and Lakshmi's stature as the goddess of abundance and fertility. We can also see Shri Lakshmi in the form of Gajalakshmi, standing on a lotus flanked by two elephants that are showering water on her through their trunks. This is supposed to be the highest symbolification of prosperity. You can see in almost all the temples the image of Gajalakshmi on the outside of the sanctum sanctorum. Shri Sukta is one of the Pancha Suktas that is recited in all the temples. In Tirumala, it is recited during Tirumanjanam on every Friday. Now, the Shri Sukta's mantras are very, very powerful. It is better we understand the meaning of these verses. Because of its extreme high divine power only, Shri Sukta is recommended to be recited, if possible, on all days or otherwise on Fridays, definitely during Navaratri and Diwali and during full moon days, which confers immense wealth, health, and victory to the meditators or reciters. We will now take the verses one by one. The first verse says, O Lord Agni, I invoke Goddess Lakshmi, who is looking resplendent with the radiance of gold, who can remove our sins, adorned with jewelry made with gold and silver, who looks like a shining moon, an embodiment of gold. I invoke that God Lakshmi for myself. Here, we are addressing to our own soul, and we are telling, let our soul be resplendent with the radiance of gold, and let Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance, come and reside there. The second verse says, O Lord Lakshmi, the Jadaveda, that is, the Lord, one who is omniscient. Agni knows everything because there is no place that he is not. And more importantly, he is in each being as Atman and soul, and he knows everyone's thoughts, words, and deeds. That is why Homas and Agnihotra is suggested to have a purification of our soul and augmentation of energy within us. Here, the second verse says, O Lord Agni, please invoke for me the goddess Mahalakshmi, who doesn't go away from here and bestows us gold. Gold here means all kind of prosperity, the 16 Aishwaryas. Then cow, cow means wisdom. Horses means vitality. Neighbors means good thoughts. Vedas always have an algebraic terminology. So the meaning of this algebraic terminology, gold means Sagala Aishwarya, cow means wisdom, horse means vitality, and neighbors means good thoughts. Third verse says, present in the back of group of horses in the center of the chariot, that is the body, mind and soul complex, indicated by trumpeting sounds of elephant, that is the auspicious thoughts. I invite that goddess, the Shri, who is the auspicious one, she come nearer to me and be pleased. Here we are inviting good thoughts and noble thoughts to enter into us. The fourth verse says, the one who is with a gentle smile, residing in a golden fortress, filled with radiance, with all the eternal satisfaction, and the one who gives happiness to all residing in the lotus, that is our divine chakras, radiating in the color of lotuses, I invoke that goddess, an embodiment of auspiciousness. Here we are praying to goddess Lakshmi to energize all our chakras. Fifth verse says, for people, you look delightful like moon, that is the everlasting bliss, filled with radiance, that is tejas and spirit, as one who is revered due to her glory, worshipped by the devas, the merciful one who is adorned with the lotus. Oh, the meaning of the Bija Mantra, Eem, I take your refuge, by your grace, let the Alakshmi be destroyed. Here, we are praying to Goddess Lakshmi, asking for enhancement of our tejas and everlasting bliss. The sixth verse says, Goddess Lakshmi, the one in the color of sun god, the source of energy for the universe, by whose tapas the great Bilva tree was born, which is like the head of forest. We must know the Bilva leaf is something, it never decays. Even a ton of, or maybe very old Bilva, if you spray water in it, it will spring up. That is why Bilva is used for Lord Shiva. The Bilva tree fruits born from your tapas remove the delusion, obstacles, and Alakshmi, inauspiciousness present outside us. Here we are asking for ever generating energy within us, never degenerating energy. The seventh verse says, the friends of God Kubera, the gods of fame, along with their tremendous wealth and gems, accompany me. I am born in area near you, which bestows me with firm and prosperity. Here we are asking the Lords that let me be close to you. In the eighth verse, it says, by the help of yours, Goddess Lakshmi, I will destroy the hunger, thirst, and the impurities that are closely associated with your elder sister. I must drive away the misfortune, calamities, and wretchedness. Here it is saying that by my proper meditation on you, let me get all the Aishwaryam, let all the negativities go away from me. We are seeking for positive energies. The ninth verse it says, the source of fragrances. Fragrance means good and virtuous qualities. The source of fragrances are you. You are invaluable. You always nourish us like mother. You always have everything in abundance. You are the mother goddess Ishwari to all our beings. I invoke you here, goddess Shri, for our grace. In the 10th verse, it says, O Lakshmi, I must see all my desires fulfilled that arise in my heart with the happiness that I deserve, and I should always speak the truth from my mouth. Here it directly says that if you speak truth only from your mouth, you will get all your desires fulfilled. Happiness from the cattle or in the form of food be granted to me, O Lakshmi, and I will speak the truth. From here only, Mahatma Gandhi took out Satyameva Jayate, let truth alone triumph. In the 11th verse, the prayer is, just like the soil became substratum for all the people and beings, O mud, Kardama, the son of Devi Lakshmi, please invoke, may she manifest and appear to me so that I realize my substratum, that is the divine realization. Please let her dwell in my lineage as a goddess of riches and as a divine mother. Here it is invoking her to bless the entire human beings with abundant food, not just for us, and also praying for our spiritual enhancement. In the 12th verse it says, O Shri, the source of success, peace, happiness and prosperity, which will arise only out of virtuous, righteous and orderly living, reside in my home, and let the life-giving waters and good foods be in abundance. Let the mother of goddess Shri Devi live in my house always. Here it again insists that you should lead a virtuous, righteous and orderly living so that the Shri will be with you and your house always. In the 13th verse it says, Jadavedada Agni Deva, I invoke her whose heart is filled with compassion, residing in the lotus and nourishing the world, who is the complexion of vermilion, which is symbol of auspiciousness, and adorned with garland of lotuses, who look like the shining moon, which is the embodiment of gold. I invoke the goddess Lakshmi for herself. And in the 14th verse it says, one whose heart is filled with compassion. That is very important. One whose heart is filled with compassion. Compassion is the most important quality for self-realization and God realization. Because if you have compassion, you will start seeing God in everything around you. Looking with the great radiance of gold and adorned with jewelry made of gold, she looks brilliant, like a radiant sun. I invoke goddess Lakshmi for myself. Here it says, I will be compassionate. In turn, please bless me with all Aishwarya. Indirectly it says, if you are not compassionate, you will become selfish and you are not going to succeed. The 15th verse says, O Lord Agni, in the name of Jadavedas, please invoke for me the goddess Mahalakshmi, who doesn't go away from here and who bestows all energies to me, and I assure that I will lead a virtuous life. In the 16th verse it says, whoever wishes to pray after their body cleaning and having their senses in control, they needs to perform the sacrificial altar or homam using clarified butter, which means noble thoughts. Here it says that you have to do an Atma Homa with noble thoughts through meditation and the divine energy for you to get all the benefits after cleaning your body and mind. And in the 17th verse, it says, Ananda, Kardama, Chiklita, who are all well known in the divine world, and let there be with me. And these are the rishis of this Suktam, having Mahalakshmi as their goddess, and such divine power may it be with me, so that I will have clarity of thoughts. In the 18th verse, it says, the one seated in the lotus, O Lakshmi, whose thighs are like lotuses, indicating that she is supporting the world, like a lotus flower supported by its trunk, having lotus like eyes, and she as the one born from lotus. You bestow me, mother, with the sight of lotus like eyes. Now, lotus, as we discussed earlier, is a symbolification of purity. Here we are asking for pure heart, mind, and body. The 19th verse, it says, you, the giver of horses and cows, bestower of riches, O goddess of wealth, please bestow me wealth that gives me comforts, give me all the things I wished. Here again, cows means wisdom, horse means vitality. Here we are asking for wisdom and vitality so that we can get all the riches. Then in the 20th verse, it says, bestow me with children and grandchildren, wealth, grains, elephants, horses, cows, chariots, and I will use it for good purposes. You become the mother of all the people. Like that, I will use all my riches as the mother to all the fellow people, fellow beings. Hence, you make my life healthier and longer so that I will be able to do my duties. The 21st verse says, Goddess, it is due to you, Agni, the lord of fire, Vayu, the lord of wind, Surya, the sun god, Vasus, the 8 elemental gods, Indra, the king of gods, Brihaspati, the Devaguru, Varuna, the god of rains and water, are all enjoying wealth. It clearly tells that she is the power and force behind all the riches in the world. The 22nd verse, it says, the one glowing like that moon, O goddess Lakshmi, who is with the qualities such as of Ishana, glimmering like sun, goddess Shri, who causes auspiciousness, Devi Ishwari, who has the moon, sun and fire as her divine attributes, I pray to that Shri Mahalakshmi. Again it restates the fact that she is the power behind all that has manifested and glimmering. In the 23rd verse, it says, let the son of Vinata, that is Garuda, drink Soma, that is bliss, and let the destroyer of Vritrasura, which is bad thoughts, drink bliss. That is, let the bad thoughts be destroyed, and the destroyer of bad thoughts, namely our mind, let it drink the bliss. May the Soma bliss be bestowed on me. That means let me be bestowed with bliss. And I want to drink abundant bliss. For that you grant me the divine vision. And in the 24th verse it says, neither anger, nor jealousy, nor greed, or wicked thoughts ever enter me. I want to do only good deeds. Enabled by you, let these negative thoughts, bad energies never come to me. In the 25th verse, it says, by your mercy, let the lightning clouds rain during the night and day, such that all people of all types of seeds get germinated, the source of all, and destroy all the hatred. Here it says, and prays for the welfare of all the people. Sarve jana sugino bhavantu. And in the 26th verse, it says, Devi, you, one who is fond of lotuses, looking like lotus, adorned with lotus flowers, residing in lotus, having the eyes like that of lotus, and liked and revered by all in the world, who act based on the inner wishes of lotus, place your lotus like feet on me and bless me. It says in praise for the auspicious and blessed divine energy to flow through us so that we live a proper life. The 27th verse it says, Devi, you, the one who is seated on the lotus, having a greater backside, indicating her stableness, and lotus like petal eyes, with a deeper navel, having a large bosom, indicating her nourishing nature, wearing clean and pure clothing, indicating her purity, by having divine elephants holding the golden water bottles studded with gems, and doing the ceremonial abhishekam, holding lotus in her hands, the embodiment of auspiciousness, reside in my house. Here we are seeking the goddess to bless us with all the good things so that we are able to lead a pleasant and happy life. The 28th verse it says, O goddess Lakshmi, the daughter of the king of oceans, the Kshira Samudra, the presiding deity of Sri Ranga, who made all the ladies present in the Devaloka as her servants and attendants, who is like the lightning lamp for the worlds, by whose grace, coming from her soft glance, makes gods like Brahma, Indra, and Gangadhara much greater than what they are, that is, to flourish in their life, in their glory, one having all the three logas as her family, born out of lotus pond. O dear Mukunda, the Lord Vishnu, I bow to you. Here it again indicates that she is the force behind all the gods. The 29th verse, it says, as the Lakshmi, who bestows all the siddhis and achievements, as giver of salvation, as the one who gives victory, and even as goddess Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge and speech, as the Lakshmi who brings auspiciousness and fulfiller of wishes, be pleased on me forever. Here we are praying to all the three goddesses as a manifestation of Shri. Shri is the force behind Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati, like she is the force behind Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. The 30th verse it says, holding a mace and gourd in your hands and showing Varada and Abhaya mudras. Varada mudra means wish fulfilling mudra, whatever you pray, she will grant. And Abhaya mudra means Raksha mudra and protect you against all odds. And being seated on a lotus, having a radiance like chorus of rising suns, present with three eyes, the primordial deity, energy, goddess Jagadishwari, I pray to you. Here we are telling that as the ultimate power of this universe, manifested universe, if you are going to meditate with devotion and sincerity, she is more than willing to give you all that you need, all that you pray. And in the 31st verse, which is the most celebrated verse, which is recited in every marriage, in every temple, in every auspicious occasion, Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhihe Saranye Triyambake Devi Narayani Namostude. Here we say, O auspicious one, all auspicious one, who always bring auspiciousness, the one who is the cause of all auspiciousness, that is good fortune, by whom all the works get fulfilled, I seek your refuge. O the one with three eyes, O Narayani, I bow to you. This hymn has a very esoteric meaning. Here it says Goddess Shri as a goddess Shakti or Parvati, and as Narayani as the power behind Narayana, and Shiva as the power behind Shiva, and Triyambake as the power behind Triyambaka. So here it says She is the Lord of all the three roots of divine revelation, namely Shaiva Siddhanta, Vaishnavism, and Shakta type of system. That is Shiva, Vishnu, and Shakti. She is the force behind all the three. And the methods of worship through any of this system, Shaiva Siddhanta, Vaishnavism, or Shaktism, is materializing only through this most fundamental energy, that is Shri. And in the 32nd verse, it says, residing in the lotuses, holding lotus in her hands, dressed in white cloths, looking resplendent with the garlands of flowers and leaves filled with fragrance, Bhagavati, the consort of Hari, captivating one, the source of well-being in the three logas, please be gracious to me. It is further elaborating that how she is the all-powerful energy. And in the 33rd verse, it says, the consort of Vishnu, the ever and everywhere present reality, the goddess of forgiveness, Bhudevi, the consort of Lord Madhava, that is the god of austerity, O Devi, the dear consort of Vishnu, I bow to you, the companion of Achyuta, the never diminishing, irreducible power, to bless me. It clearly indicates she is the power behind the Vishnu, the Madhava, Achyuta, Govinda, Narayana, because her power only is acting through them. She is the ultimate benefit bestower. The 34th verse it says, let us know the goddess Mahalakshmi by meditating on the consort of Vishnu. May the goddess Lakshmi awaken us to consciousness. This is very important. Our meditation should awaken our consciousness. Then only all the benefits, whatever we have discussed till now, will occur to us. The 35th verse says, Goddess Shri, let your flow of wind coming from you bring me charisma, long life, and health. Also let it bestow me with wealth, grains, cattle, offsprings, long life. Let it remove all the debts, illness, poverty, sins, hunger, death, accidental death, fear, sorrow, and distress. They must all be destroyed. I don't know what more you can pray to God than this. All that you need to do to get all these things is to genuinely, sincerely, devotedly pray to God and be good by your thoughts, words, and deeds. And in the 36th verse it says, whoever approaches Goddess Shri, the wealth lives with them. They will be blessed with wealth and long life. They will dwell in wealth and reach the state of immortality, and they will be blessed with fame and victory. The 37th verse it says, whoever takes this esoteric truth with devotion into the heart will reach the Goddess Shri. They have to do this in the altar of their consciousness with these divine mantras. Not just muttering, but they have to understand the meaning. That is why I have given the meaning of these verses. Understand the meaning and then recite the mantra with ultimate and absolute devotion, and sure they will get the God's Devi's grace. And in the 38th last verse it says, let us know the Mahadevi, Devi, Shri by meditating on her, who is the energy behind everything. May the goddess Shri awaken us to the consciousness. What a wonderful Sukta. If only we can understand and imbibe the meanings of these verses and recite and meditate on this Sukta, it is definite that we will materially and spiritually succeed. We will have happiness, prosperity, peace. Now here we have addressed the Shri as the Adi Lakshmi, as the primordial form of Goddess. And as we have already explained, this gives all the wealth, Aishwarya, and removes all the difficult things. Now we have understood it. What we have to know? Do. Knowing is one thing, being is another thing. Knowing, I am helping you. Being, I can only guide you. Being arises, happens through sadhana. So I suggest that you do a sadhana of being good, being virtuous, being righteous, being orderly, and never ever have bad thoughts. Be good in your thoughts, words, and deeds. This is the fundamental requirement. After that, you meditate on Shri by understanding this great Sukta and then keep doing it regularly. You will see a world of difference in your life. You have to understand this life has to be lived with all its glory. This life is not to be rejected. The world is not to be rejected. You have to be born again and again. I am repeating it again and again with all grace, prosperity, because we are supposed to be used to this universe, which is the creation of the world, creation of the God. God has not created this universe for a meaningless cause. There is a purpose, and every one of us have a reason to be born, and we must discharge our duty by being good to all the beings, and that will be a wonderful service we do to the God. Therefore, let us be good, let us be prosperous, let us do good to everybody, and let us be born again and again with great prosperity, great health, great wealth, great fame. Let us pray to Mahalakshmi, the Shri, to give us all the strength and wisdom to succeed, both materially and spiritually. Om Mahalakshmi Namaha.